Self-identity is messy as shiz. Here's a question for you. Do you even know who you really are anymore? It's a thought that I've been stuck on recently. Like, really, do we even know who we are anymore? Outside of the labels and the roles we play every day, mom, dad, husband, wife, brother, sister, son, daughter, and the stuff that we do every single day, the mundane, the normal day in and day out tasks. Who are we actually? I have had so many moments lately where I'm just like, wait a second, when did I become this person? Like, is this even me? Is this survival mode? Am I on autopilot? Welcome to Random Candace Thoughts, where I say the things that most people are thinking but won't say out loud. Sometimes deep, sometimes funny, but always real. So let's talk about how messy identity is. There's just so many seasons in life that force us to shift. At 43 years old, God, I've gone through motherhood, grief, business, burnout, healing, growing, depression, anxiety, trying to do it all. And nobody gives you the heads up that you're gonna wake up one day and maybe not even recognize yourself anymore. And then you start to wonder if you're even allowed to change. Are people so stuck with this version of you? They're so used to it that you have to stick with it? Or are you allowed to change? Spoiler alert, you're allowed to change. Why is there so much pressure to have our entire identity locked down, set by our mid 20s? Excuse me, ma'am, I just figured out that I like to drink coffee and I'm not sure which creamer I like the best yet. Now I'm supposed to have a personal brand and like this life purpose. And social media makes it so much worse. Everyone's out here acting like they had a spiritual awakening and three therapists, but a lot of us, you and I, we're just trying to remember our passwords, eat a vegetable once in a while, drink enough water, and not have a spoon-filled plastic in our brain by the time we die. It's okay if you don't have it figured out, because I promise you, you're not the only one. So let me ask you this question. Who are you when nobody needs anything from you? When it's just you, you're not performing, you're not producing, you're not parenting, you're not fixing anything, you're not building anything. Who is left? What is left? Because that's where the self-discovery really starts. And it's not always cute. I am not going to tell you that it is. Sometimes it's ugly crying in the car with McDonald's French fries in your lap because you're realizing that you don't even know what your hobbies are anymore. You don't even realize what makes you happy. You've been so busy making everybody else happy. It's not easy, but it's freaking worth it. As somebody that has done it multiple times over the last few years, especially, it is so worth it because that version of you is the one that's raw. It's the one that's real. It's in progress. It's still becoming. And that's the most real one that there is. And if you need a short motivational pep talk for the day, your mindset minute reminder is you don't have to be finished product to be worthy. You don't need a perfect brand, a 5-year plan, some Pinterest worthy version of yourself to desire, to love. You're allowed to be a work in progress. You're allowed to not have all of the answers. You're allowed to change your mind when given all the facts. You're allowed to start over and grow out of old versions of yourself. Becoming you is messy, but it's still becoming you. So if you're in that weird in between stage where nothing quite fits, just take a breath. You're not lost. You're just unpacking and unfolding and trying to get a little bit more comfortable in your new space. It's moments like this where I love to be reminded of what truly matters. And this is a great time for Oliver's Light, where I share something meaningful inspired by my late grandson, Oliver, that reminds us what really matters in life. And we talk about identity and self-worth and leaving a mark. And honestly, Oliver reminds me that you don't have to do anything spectacular to be important. You just have to be. He didn't need milestones, accomplishments, or some big life resume to matter so much to us. He just does. And that's a reminder for all of us and all of you that are listening. You're already enough, exactly how you are, especially when you're in the middle of figuring it out, because that just shows that you're trying to work on a better version of yourself. With that being said, let's bring it back for a second. Do we even know who we are anymore? That question can feel super heavy, especially when you're in this transition season where everything about your life feels unfamiliar, maybe even yourself. But here is the truth that I have learned since starting my self reflection journey. You're not failing just because you're still figuring it out. You're not behind because you haven't nailed down your identity or found your passion or unlocked some magic box. You're becoming. And honestly, that's the whole dang point. So, if today felt like a reminder for you to exhale, to stop forcing answers, to just be who you are, I'm glad you're here. This is your permission slip to evolve and to question and to pause and to change. That's why I love that we do the Oliver's Light segment because it just grounds me in what really matters. Losing Oliver reminded me that we don't have to earn our worth. We don't need big achievements or clarity, some special woohoo clarity, or even time to matter. He didn't get to grow up the way we imagined, but he is someone. He is loved, and that love, that light, thankfully, continues to shine. And I think about that sometimes when I feel lost in who I'm supposed to be. Because the truth is, just existing, loving, just being present is enough. And I hope that you remember that you're not really defined by what you produce or what title you carry. You're defined by your heart and your light that shines even on the days when you don't feel like yourself. So, thank you so much for sitting with me in this one. It's okay if you don't have it all figured out. I don't either. And honestly, that's what makes this space real. That's why I created Random Candace Thoughts. And I hope that it resonated with you. And I'd love to know which part stuck with you. Send me a message. Tag me on social media, just a marketing chick, just a Florida chick. Leave a comment here on our YouTube or share it with somebody that needs to hear it because you're definitely not in it alone. We're all just floating on this giant rock in the sky trying to figure it out as we go. So I'll see you next week on Random Candace Thoughts.